How's it going, Guardians? JVIT here, and welcome back to another video inside of Destiny 2, and we are back today with another Destiny 2 exotic guide. Today, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get yourself the Vexcalibur Exotic Glaive inside of Destiny 2 Lightfall. This is actually the seasonal exotic of Season of Defiance, and I'm going to show you guys exactly on how you guys can obtain it. Now, this exotic is actually obtained in week 2 of Season of Defiance, so if you guys are watching this video right now, then yeah, this is going to be the exotic guide for you. And yeah, I'm just going to show you guys on how you guys can get yourself the exotic weapon in today's video. So before we get into the video today, if you guys can go down to the channel and please hit that subscribe button, and also turn on that notifications bell to get notified for videos, and comment down below on what you guys think of the new exotic mission inside of Defiance. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. This quest all starts off when you are at the EDZ. There are going to be 6 little oracle balls around the gulch of the EDZ. It has to be the gulch. There are 6. As you can see, I have gotten a code. I can actually show you guys the location of all of them. So I'm actually going to do that really quick. Once you get all 6 of the little oracle bubbles, it'll actually give you a simulated cave access code. And to actually make it easier to actually find this cave, you actually want to look in the sky. You'll see like a Vex incursion storm. And basically what you want to do is, if you can see where it's kind of hitting, where the storm is above, you'll see there's a cave right below it. So wherever the storm is at, you actually want to go to that specific area. So if it's above this cave, you're going to head to this cave. And then once you go inside, this is where you'll start the exotic mission of the Avalon, the Node Overload. I think it's called Node OVRD Avalon. This is the new exotic mission for Season of Defiance, which honestly, in my opinion, I'm actually going to go over my experience with this mission. When you load in, you are being sent to the Vex network. This is similar to the Expunge mission in the Season of Splicer. Honestly, I think it's a really cool concept that we are back in the Vex network. A lot of puzzling rooms here. It does get a little confusing from times if you don't know what you're doing. Well, it's obviously a new mission. It just came out literally like 2 days ago. So my experience with this, it was actually pretty tough to solo. I'm not gonna lie. especially if you're under level. I was actually like 1790 something, like 6 or 1798 doing this, and it was tough. Doesn't matter if you are above the power or not, you will still have trouble with this mission, especially the legend difficulty after you complete this. But as you can see Mithrax talking about the Vex network itself. It's a very, very interesting exotic mission indeed. It's pretty cool. It's also going to be on the exotic mission rotator, which we're bringing back Presage and possibly the 0 hour mission too. That'd actually be very awesome to see return in Destiny 2. So what you're trying to do here is you're actually just trying to activate these somewhat, I don't know what they are, some buttons or something, these little green buttons, and it'll activate a door somewhere inside the Vex network. It is pretty confusing to find because this is a pretty big area to navigate through, but I'm actually showing you guys right now on where you need to go. I do get confused a bit, so yeah. At a certain point, you'll actually see a Vex, kind of like a simulation of Asher which is the IO vendor from Destiny 1. And turns out, it looks like he's not dead. From Season of Splicer, we actually seen him as a friendly harpy, and then now we see him in Lightfall as like a somewhat simulation message hologram kind of thing. And I could just show you guys right now on what I'm talking. You'll see him a few times in this video, but this area is actually pretty cool because it's all Vex themed with radiolarian fluid. As you can see, I'm traversing down. The area actually reminds me of the inverted spire strike at the very end when you spawn in the boss room at the third floor. You'll be surrounded by radiolaria. When you get to this part, this is actually where you do the access codes. You'll actually be given access codes to open the doors in front of you. It's actually pretty easy. What you want to do is when you get here, you want to look around for a column of like shapes. See, like the one with the square and 2 diamonds. You actually want to put it in the correct code. Now, I didn't understand how to do this at first, but if you really pay attention to the column, you'll actually start to understand on the order it goes in. So like it could be like square, diamond, diamond, square, and then after each access code is complete, it'll actually expand, so you get more symbols to put in. So it's now instead of square, diamond, diamond, it'll be square, diamond, diamond, square. It's gonna be completely random. You'll never use the triangle symbol in here. It'll show a triangle, but you're not gonna really use it. So yeah, just showing you guys a little bit of the access codes, and then yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Vex too. It's non-stop Vex spawning. I actually had quite a bit of trouble with this part, but if you are standing in the correct spot, and as long as you remember the code for the access code, then you should be fine. This part was actually probably one of the hardest to get through because of the hobgoblins. Those things hit hard, so yeah, you want to be really careful. Make sure you have a fire team too, because I was actually soloing this. You can actually solo this if you want to, but it's not very recommended for your first time. But overall, pretty fun mechanic here. I would like to see this mechanic more in the future, which I'm sure we will, because this exotic does have a catalyst, and I feel like we'll see more upgrades of the mission itself. So yeah. Yeah, you got some goblins to hit. You just gotta put the access codes in. It's pretty self-explanatory. So it goes from 3 symbols to 4 and then to 5. So it'll take you a little while to actually complete one of these. And I actually died a few times trying to actually complete these. So doing this on solo flawlessly is a little bit difficult if you don't have the correct loadouts and whatnot. But yeah, once you activate the last code, you will be entered to go into the next room, which will have a lot more ads trying to kill you. And then at a certain point, you'll be doing the access code thing again, and at a certain point, you'll actually enter this area where you want to defeat the data nullifier by doing this somewhat gambit season of the Splicer season event, where you had to take the data fragments and bank them. This is literally the exact same as the Season of Splicer seasonal event, where you bank the pink motes into the machine. But this time, when you bank the motes, you actually have a certain amount of time to get into this like little protected area, and if you don't get into it, you will obviously wipe, and you'll have to try again. And this part was actually not too hard. It was a little hard because it's timing, and you have to be fast when you're doing it, and you got all these abs trying to kill you and stuff, so you gotta be like really careful. Yeah, so it's a giant Hydra, which is like the first boss of this exotic mission. Yeah, not too excited about doing this on Legend because I got some friends telling me it's like a Grandmaster difficulty exotic mission. But overall, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's pretty fun. And not too much to say about this area. You got a ton of harpies trying to shoot at you, which get kind of annoying. If a few are fine, but if you have like a swarm of them, like 20 of them after you, then it does get really annoying. You could actually use a good strand build that'll actually help you. I'm using the shackle grenade with with a good strand submachine. Well, it's the only strand submachine from Neo Moon, of course, and it actually works wonders. So if you get like if you have the generation fragment on, you can actually use it against the ads to your advantage, which will actually work because you get grenade kills every final blow you get, which is insanely good. And then you use that grenade, you'll get Weaver's Trance, and when you use Weaver's Trance, enemies that get when you get final blows on enemies, they'll actually become suspended, and anything that's in close proximity to it will also get suspended. So this is actually a very good Warlock build you can use for yourself. After you beat the data nullifier, you're actually going to be headed to this little area right here, just more jumping puzzles. This is all just mainly jumping puzzles, guys. There's not too much to talk about in this exotic mission, but overall it's a pretty good exotic mission. It's a bit difficult at first try, but overall pretty fun. These are just my thoughts on what I think of the exotic mission. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below as well, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. You'll see Asher Mir a few times, which is pretty cool. Hint that he actually could be coming back, maybe. I don't know. I'm just making I don't know. I'm thinking he's coming back. And then at a sooner point, you'll actually end up in the final area, which honestly I think is actually my favorite part of the entire mission, because we actually get the return of Brachion. If you guys don't know who Brachion is, he is the final boss in the Pyramidion Strike. If you guys ever played the Pyramidion from D1 to D2 before it was vaulted before Beyond Light's during Beyond Light's release, then you guys are missing out because that was a pretty fun strike. Now it's a lot more difficult. This is Pyramidion 2.0, I guess you could say, except you were inside the Vex network, and doing this solo was not fun. Brachion's line rifle actually hit pretty hard. Also, his damage was like, not his damage, his HP took forever to get down, so I actually, surprisingly enough, I actually wiped a lot during this mission. Which I'm sure you guys would have a lot of trouble with this mission too, because Brachion's a tough one to deal with. So he has like the health gating stuff. If you get him down to a certain, like 1/3 of his health, he'll change his mechanics up in the next area and then the next area, kind of like what they do with the other raid bosses and stuff. So this time this is an exotic mission boss as well. So Brachion will switch from one side to another, to one of the 3 corners. Run right by the Vex portal, of course, and then the other 2 corners, and he'll summon waves of ads almost every time. These include yellow shielded minotaurs and yellow shielded quantum wyverns, which are a pain in the butt to deal with, but overall this first area is actually pretty easy. And then once you do get Brachion to a certain amount of health, 1/3 to be exact, he'll actually switch his mechanics up a bit when you move to the second room through the portal that's right behind him when you enter. So of course, once you defeat Brachion, once you defeat 1/3 of his health, once you deplete 1/3 of his health, he'll actually switch out the mechanics, like I said before. So yeah, I never really had too much about the 1/3, the first part of Brachion. It's pretty interesting for him to actually come back into the game. This time he's just, I guess, more powerful, and they changed the the health bar thing with the game, where they made it kind of bold, and I feel like they actually made it more harder to actually do damage to. So that's an interesting mechanic. Although I also said that they're going to make Destiny 2 a little bit more challenging, so that's not too surprising. Once you defeat Brachion on his first phase, you'll actually be greeted by more ads again, of course. You got your Quantum Wyverns and all the other goblins and whatnot. Remember, this is for the Vexcalibur Exotic Glaive, so if you guys haven't got this yet, you guys should definitely go for this weapon because it is pretty good to use in the game. So yeah, once you defeat Brachion in this area, you move on to the next area. Where the next area is going to be, he's actually going to summon the giant. In the second mission, he's going to summon the giant like box that surrounds him, like just like the strike. And then when you get to the third room, actually in the second room as well, you'll actually be using the same puzzle mechanic again. And then in the third room, he'll actually aggro on you and he'll start chasing you around, and you have to avoid his aggro before he stomps you, and he'll do a lot of damage. But overall, this mission is actually pretty fun to deal with. Very happy with how this mission turned out. Overall, pretty good mission, I must say. If you guys did like the mission itself, comment down below on what you liked about it. Let me know in the comment section below. I certainly love the return of Brachion. I don't know about you guys, but I certainly loved the return of Brachion. But after you guys complete the final boss, it's pretty easy. You guys should be able to figure it out. You'll actually be awarded with the Vexcalibur if you go back to the war table. And yeah, I can show you guys real quick on that really quick. Once you go back to the war table, you will be rewarded with the Vexcalibur Exotic Glaive, which honestly, in my opinion, is probably one of the coolest exotic glaives we've ever gotten in Destiny 2, besides the Winterbite Exotic Glaive. And honestly, this is actually a pretty good exotic, mainly because of its special perk. So it'll fire a spread, which is pretty nice. That's like a normal glaive tactic. But not only that, it'll also support you with an avoid overshield, which is honestly really, really good to have, because this actually could be a really useful weapon to use if you are about to die in like a strike or like a really hard strike. If you are with a fire team, of course, on a really hard strike, like that's like higher than your power level or anything. Maybe the new raid. I don't know about the new raid, maybe. But this is actually a pretty cool looking exotic. I'm not going to say too much about the Vexcalibur since I want you guys to find out the mission for yourself. But anyways, that's how you guys get yourself the Vexcalibur Exotic Glaive. Overall, a pretty cool looking exotic weapon to have in your collection. Not only that, I love the way it looks too. It's a piece of the Vex network, which is combined into a glaive. Anyways, if you guys did find this video enjoyable and helpful, feel free to subscribe to the channel and also turn on notification bell so you guys never miss a video. And of course, we will put our Discord. I have a community Discord you guys should definitely join. In the description below, social media is in the description below. And as always, that's it for the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, my name's JVIT, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone. Bye.